We're going to try and do scones in an air fryer. Yeah, this actually looks quite gourmet right now. Oh, hang on. Where's the other one gone? Hello everyone, it's Barry here. Hope you're well. That is my super cheap air fryer. It's quite a budget one. It's got a timer on it and temperature because my personal belief is that in a few years, air fryers will be a fad. We'll look back and go, oh, I remember we used to use air fryers. But then again, I could be wrong. We made the KFC air fried chicken in this recently. So today I want to convince myself we're going to do 3 courses in the air fryer to see if it's any good really and tastes the same as I would expect it to and that it's not effectively a glorified hairdryer. Yes, I don't know if this video is trying to partly convince myself, sorry, I'm being quite selfish today, but like, I do like it. I just want to see if it's actually worthwhile, because obviously there's potentially the energy saving benefits to it. There's the healthier side too. So anyhow, we'll get started with our first one, which is going to be a starter of onion rings. All right, so onion rings need onions. We'll just take the ends off. Make sure you cut the onion the right way, okay, folks? Because if you cut it the other way, you are not gonna get these things. There we go. This is some plain flour, and I've put some salt in it already. You get 10 points if you can see the salt in there, all right? That's some pepper. This is some garlic powder and paprika. You know I love paprika, baby. Just to say with those onions, when I was chopping them, I nearly cried. It's a bit like when I watched the film Titanic, Mrs. B, like, you're right. I nearly cried, but I didn't. I don't know why I'm doing that. I really enjoy it. So that's 1 egg and some milk. So we need to thicken this up, and that flour mixture that we seasoned going in. Does look a little bit like Thousand Island dressing, but it certainly won't taste like it. So this is a bowl of panko breadcrumbs, and we're gonna add a little bit of oil in. Ugh! I just knocked my whisk off camera. Brilliant. It's kind of like, instead of doing spray oil in the machine, which you can do, this will hopefully give it a little bit of colour as it fries, okay? All right, so onion ring, which is actually randomly dried out a little bit, which is probably quite a good thing, even though the flour here, this is just another bit of flour in a bowl, okay? Dump that into our eggy coating. And you've seen me do this before. Use your dry hand, your clean hand, to get like full coverage on there. And there we go. Look at that, awesome. For me, why I picked this as a potential starter, I want to convince myself, I want that crunch, I want that taste, you know, versus that deep fried real crunch that you get. So there we go, they look pretty good, and actually as they stand there, you're not really sort of worried about the time. The batter can't drip off because it's quite dry, which to me again is one of the things I don't really like about air fryers. You can't really put a wet batter in there because it will just droop off as it slowly cooks. Whereas this, yeah, this actually looks quite gourmet right now. All right, so my air fryer here, when I turn the temperature and the timer, look, it just does a timer like that. And after the Sesame Toast video, someone messaged me and said, hey, you know what? You should probably preheat your air fryer. That might help as well. It's like, preheat my air fryer? How the heck do I do that? So these need to be fried for about 8 minutes. I mean, turn it halfway through. So I'm gonna try and set my timer to 11 minutes, okay? And literally air fry nothing for about 2 minutes. This is where the more expensive models probably come in, and I will probably review some if you want. For me to preheat mine, I have to physically like shut the tray. We can't overlap them so we can get the air to pass through it. I'm quite limited because of the size of this bucket. All right, so about 3 minutes, we'll turn them over, give them a little shimmy, and hopefully we'll be off to a good start with our starter. Ooh, we're about halfway in, and I'm gonna flip them over. The one thing that I really want out of all of it is the crunch, so I will try one pretty much as soon as they're ready. For research purposes, of course. I am really happy with that colour. You can hear the sizzle as well. That's the oil in there working. Of course, I probably could have added some more spray oil as they went along. That's pretty impressive. Let's see if we get that crunch. We've definitely got the crunch. The taste, I cannot taste. That is quite a thick band of onion as well. A real sweetness to it once you actually get it, but the dominant flavour is actually the paprika and the garlic, which I'm not going to complain about from this. but the main sensation, it almost becomes a chore to eat it, is the crunch. We had a little homemade pizza night the other night, and we had some garlic dip left over. When you do it like that, that is unrecognisable. That is just like an onion ring, and it does feel a lot less greasy. So for me, you've got the colour, you've got the crunch, the flavour is almost there, but I'd probably cut my onions a bit thicker next time. But when dunked, you just kind of don't even realise, and yeah, that's a pass. All right, main time, and here is a traffic light of peppers. We'll have nice little, like, square pieces of onion, all right, big chunky ones. Because those vegetables, along with some oil and some chicken, of course you could use steak, other meats, or more vegetables to pad it out, and some seasoning and a little bit of lime at the end will hopefully make us air fryer fajitas. Now, I want to be completely honest, I was not going to do this, but Mrs. B said to me, look, that sounds awesome. How can you make fajitas in an air fryer? And I thought, well, that's a good point. But Mrs. B was like, no, the people will want to see fajitas. But I was sort of saying to Mrs. B, I was like, is fajitas really a meal? She looked at me like dead in the eyes and said, like, the first few years of you learning to cook, yes, it pretty much was a meal. And it is. This is some fajita seasoning. We need quite a lot of this, so get it on when the oil is there too. Now, vegetables. I mean, I think this out of the three we're doing is probably going to be the safest bet. But hey, simplicity, energy saving, a little bit of lime juice as well, hopefully not on the camera lens. We did one of those subscription box meal things the other day. We had like an 80% off voucher, and they're pretty fun to try. It gets you in the kitchen, I like them. I don't know how they actually stay profitable though, because I know a lot of people just change their email address. But that's a story for another day. I think it was like some sort of pork belly taco thing, and it said to serve it with lime juice on. I tasted the pork, just a little squeeze of lime, oh my gosh. I think lime is quite underrated. It really took it to Flavour Town. What I'm really cautious about, and is another tip I got, is making sure that, a little bit like the onion rings, that we don't sort of cover it fully. So even though I've pushed the whole amount in there, there's air circulation going around it, and that is the most important thing, that we still have these little jets, these little pockets of air that can come up to cook our filling. Now this is one I'm feeling confident that I don't need to preheat it, but it is 200°C, the maximum temperature this goes. It says 15 minutes, so I'll give it like 16, just to allow for that preheat. Probably every 5 minutes, we're gonna just take it out and give it a little shimmy round, make sure it's cooked nice and evenly. And the thing I really like about this is that we can actually warm the tortillas right at the end on top of that bed, so you get a nice warm soft tortilla to serve it. I am feeding well today. All right, it was just about to stop, but I wanna obviously warm these up. But that is quite a warm temperature, so I'm gonna lower it to just to 100 degrees, okay? So, it needs probably like 20, 30 seconds at most. We don't wanna cook it, we just wanna warm them through. In fact, oh yes. Oh, amazing. Oh, hang on, where's the other one gone? What happened to that? It definitely worked. And what I will say, what I like about this one is it is not a dry mix. I think the oil has really helped to make it pop, but with a little cheeky drizzle of sour cream and coriander and that lime juice kick. Let's eat this right now. Mmm. Wow. You normally make fajitas on your hob, or maybe cook the chicken in the oven as well, but that is phenomenal. You've got this lovely blistering of the peppers. The warmth is just fusing together the sour cream and the herbs, but it wasn't about that. The char on the chicken, the blister on the veg, as I say, softness, the tenderness, that chicken is super soft. To be fair, I had high hopes with that one. 15 minutes as well with the tortilla. Make sure it doesn't magic carpet on you, but that is a stonker. I'm actually really impressed by that, although for me it kind of goes against what I wanted to do, of like replicating what I would normally fry, but we don't fry that often. So if you do like this, I could do a follow-up, and I might, sorry mate, say it quietly, I might maybe explore some other versions that maybe do different things and stuff. For example, we could maybe do a couple more of these. I know you can boil eggs in these things, and obviously it's like boiled egg. It's not going to put water in that, surely. But my curiosity is spiked, and you guys know what I'm like with my curiosity, right? And that is why this final one, again, isn't something that's typically fried. It's a British dessert staple, which I call a scone. A lot of people call it scone. Feedback I've had generally is in America, you'd call it something like a biscuit or something like that. So we're gonna try and do scones in an air fryer. This is some self-raising flour. This is some butter. You can rub this together with your fingers and thumbs if you wish, but I think a lot of you know that I absolutely hate doing that. And that's where this gadget comes in. Like a standard scone recipe, really. I think there's that thing of it being, oh yeah, it's in an air fryer, so I must have to do some other thing. I need to make it whilst riding the back of a unicorn or something. All right, we've got 250 ml of milk here. I'm gonna put half in. So I'm just slowly adding that milk in. We might not need it all. As you can see, it's sort of soft. It's not sticky. It's a really nice kind of like Play-Doh texture. Bringing it together to be one kind of like consistent lump that kind of likes each other. Just rolled it out on a floured surface, nothing too crazy. It's not very sticky at all, but I've just lightly floured it so my cookie cutter can punch through. Oh wow, that's looking good. And to be honest, I have no idea how many of these are gonna fit in the air fryer. I mean, based on the onion rings, maybe 4, but they need to sit on little islands of baking parchment. There we are, like that. And to be fair, I made 6, so I think I'm gonna leave 3, so I've got quite a good bit of airflow still going around it. So I've got that one and those 2. But it is a 160 temperature, so very similar, in fact, probably identical to when you bake it. And that is effectively what we're doing, air baking. And that's my personal opinion. I don't think we're air frying when you use an air fryer. It just sounds cool, doesn't it? Air baker sounds like a rap person from the 80s. Ooh, a nice lightly golden colour on there, and they sound hollow, so they do sound like they've cooked through. Now excuse the slightly unorthodox way to just get out and then just dump them on there, but I think they worked rather stonkingly indeed. You got those brown tops as well, which is great. This one here I pushed a little bit longer the last batch for like another few minutes, so yeah, you can see that's got golden colour all around. In fact, I might go with this one. Yeah, that is all good. That's amazing. That's a scone. 15 minutes, which is a very similar time to the oven, but I didn't preheat this, so the whole thing of heating up a whole oven, that is where the air fryer is supposed to help you. And that is remarkable. That is so good. You gotta say, folks, as I bring this all in, what an absolute food haul that was. I am quite, I don't know if I'm convinced. I just sort of still feel like I know its limitations, but this video has caught me out a little bit. It has surprised me. I thought potentially the onion rings were going to be horrendous, and I thought this would fail. I was fairly confident with that. And as a midweek meal, I just bung it in 15 minutes, floaty tortilla aside. So cool and zingy and fresh. These have blown me away. I know we did bread in the air fryer, but this I thought there's going to be a little bit of problem. I didn't think it was going to rise. It just felt too short a time to like not work. And I'm keen to do another one of these, I think. So let me know if you would like it, if you enjoyed this, if you found it fascinating or not, or if you're like me and you still think it might be a bit of a fad. But for the friends that I have that go, oh, I just make chips in my air fryer, like genuinely, I'm going to show them this, and it might blow their mind. Cheers for watching, folks. See you next time. So I might get myself a better model or just keep hacking away at this because it did the job. I still think it's kind of like a glorified hairdryer a little bit, but we can't deny that it worked. I will say one thing. I don't know if it's the smells because they're all kept inside the air fryer itself in its housing, but he has stayed well in his bed today. Normally when I'm cooking, as you know, like if I've got the fryer out or the pans or something, he's like, they're going, what is it, what is it? But today, pugs don't like air fryers.